Financial Field, Niners, Eagles, 12 o'clock Pacific time this Sunday. And we're breaking it down all right here, 95.7 The Game, all day. And man, I need it all right now, Niners fans. 888-957-9570, 888-957-9570. I need predictions. What's the Super Bowl matchup going to be this time Monday? What are we going to be breaking down? Because I'm going to be the first voice you hear next Monday, save for FSR and our guys Jonas Knox and Brady Quinn and LeVar Arrington. First local voice you will hear this Monday is mine. So what's the Super Bowl prediction? What is it? Who are the teams? Who's going to be playing each other? Because I know my answers. This is going to be a tease, but I want to know yours. 888-957-9570, 888-957-9570. YouTube, hello, hit me up there. We are live. Twitter, @Spadoni_Joe. That was a good one. What's the Super Bowl prediction? Is it going to be the Niners? Is it going to be the Chiefs? Is it going to be Eagles? Is it going to be Bengals? Is it going to be Bengals? Is it going to be Niners? Is it going to be Niners? Is it going to be Chiefs? Whatever. I think I messed that up. Eagles, then Chiefs. It's only a few combinations. But which one do you think it is? 888-957-9570, 888-957-9570. You know, I was going through a bunch of the sound to see what I wanted to play for the show today, and we had a lot of great guests yesterday. Awful lot. Dick Vermeil, former Super Bowl winning head coach with the St. Louis Rams, obviously took the Eagles to their first Super Bowl back in, 1980, 81, whatever that year was when they lost to the Raiders and Jim Plunkett. You know, the movie based off of that was Invincible with Vince Papale. Greg Kinnear plays Dick Vermeil, but everyone knows Dick Vermeil. He's part of the Hall of Fame now, and he had some good comparisons to Brock Purdy, to another Hall of Fame quarterback that he coached, which was pretty interesting, and also Christian McCaffrey to a certain Hall of Fame running back that he also coached, compared it to him. So we'll hear from Dick Vermeil there. Ron Jaworski, Jaws, he joined Damon and Ratto yesterday. He was on that team with Dick Vermeil that went to the Super Bowl and lost, but he's a Philly icon. You know Jaws. He used to be in the booth with Tirico and Gruden back on ESPN on Monday Night Football. He watches 162 hours of film, and I truly believe Colin Kaepernick could be the greatest quarterback ever. All right, that's enough of my Jaws impression, which is basically just Frank Caliendo doing Jaworski, but I digress. We're going to hear from George Kittle, Kyle Shanahan, their thoughts on this matchup. And listen, for Kyle Shanahan, you can make the argument that he's playing with house money here heading into this NFC Championship game. Because, listen, it looks like he may have found his quarterback of the future. He's a young guy, Kyle Shanahan. Was he 45, 44, whatever? He's been to a Super Bowl, just went to an NFC Championship. His third NFC Championship in the last 4 years now. Pretty wild. But at the same time, could be a lot of pressure. You can't take these things for granted. And this could be his best opportunity to win a Super Bowl. So, is there more pressure on Kyle Shanahan than there is, let's say, Nick Sirianni, who is at home, who's been the best team top to bottom throughout this whole season in the NFC, compared your quarterback in Jalen Hurts to Michael freaking Jordan this past week. You're yelling at refs on the sideline in the end zone, telling him, I know what I can do. I'm allowed to be here. Listen, he is hyping himself up and this team up. And to do that in Philadelphia, it's ballsy. Because the guy that won the Super Bowl there not too long ago, Doug Peterson, he was out, less than 2 years? 2 years after that Super Bowl run, he was gone. Now, Carson Wentz, Coach Killer Wentz is a part of that. But it goes to show, Philly fans want to win. And Sirianni, comparing your quarterback to the greatest, maybe athlete in the history of America, right before the biggest game in your career, in Jalen Hurts' career, it's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him. 888-957-9570, 888-957-9570. You guys are already on fire on the Xfinity mobile text line from the 408. Eagles versus Bengals to the Super Bowl. Bengals win it all 31-27. Okay. 925, 49ers versus Bengals. 510, Bengals, Eagles, Super Bowl. Interesting. So far, Bengals and Eagles. A lot of people like that matchup. Right now, if we just go to Vegas, Eagles now back to 3-point favorite. So again, you get 3 points if you're at home automatically. So if this was a neutral site, it would probably be a pick-em between the Eagles and Niners. I think that's right. Juxtapose that. It's now back to just +1. Oh, wow. It's swung that heavily. Chiefs now back to home favorites. Bengals were the road favorites through most of this week. Maybe those videos of Patrick Mahomes working out, having a smile on his face, not limping at all, shifted things in the desert. But that's interesting. That's interesting. I feel like the Bengals are the better overall team in that AFC Championship matchup, but it all goes to Patrick Mahomes' leg, that high ankle sprain. Is he ready? Will he be able to scramble when he needs to? Will he be able to plant when he needs to? And listen, he has so much upper body arm strength and talent that he doesn't need to rely on setting his feet constantly like a guy like maybe Brock Purdy and hell, even a Jalen Hurts might. Like Mahomes is on just such another planet with that arm strength. But it's the ability to scramble and extend and extend and extend that makes him so special and so scary. I don't need to tell Niners fans, hell, I don't need to tell any Raider fans out there either. Guy's a monster, even on a half a leg. So let me know your Super Bowl predictions this time Monday morning, 888-957-9570. It's 888-957-9570. YouTube chat, 3D on the YouTube chat. Where's the fedora, Spadoni? I'm not a hat guy. I'm not a big... I used to wear hats like post-high school. Used to wear a bunch of them, flat bill, a lot of Bay Area teams, Raiders, A's, stuff like that. The occasional, like, if it matched my outfit, like a Texas Rangers type hat. But, no, not a big hat guy anymore. Also, the hairline's fading, so maybe I should be. But even then, I'm going to embrace it once I decide to shave my head whenever that is. 888-957-9570. 925, Xfinity mobile text line. 49ers, Bengals, like that matchup. I'm leaning that way too. I'm leaning that way. Haven't decided fully. I still got about, 50 minutes to decide that here on the pregame show. For the crossover, I'll let everyone know what my Super Bowl prediction will be. That's a 50-minute tease, ladies and gentlemen. 510. Xfinity mobile text line. I've been on 4 different sites this morning, and the spread is still at 2.5. I'm on Bet Rivers currently, and I see the Eagles at -3. So whatever sites you're using, some have it at 2.5 still, some have it at 3. That would lead me to believe that some late money coming in on the Eagles, which is interesting. I think a lot of the sharp money is going on the 49ers in this game. The public loves the Eagles this week, and I like to fade the public in these kind of games. Jalen Hurts, do we all remember the last biggest game he ever played? I'm not even counting last year. I mean, he was going up against the defending Super Bowl champions at their home in Tampa Bay. I didn't really give them much of a chance in that game anyways. But if you go back to the last huge game, it was the college football national playoff final against Georgia, and he got benched at halftime for a guy named Tua Tagovailoa, who came in and won the game. So, will he wilt under the pressure? I don't think so. I think he's changed a lot since that game, since even last year's game. The growth that I've seen from Jalen Hurts has actually been very impressive, and a reason why I thought he was the MVP, like hands down, up until the injury, and now Mahomes is probably going to win it. But up until then, it was definitely Jalen Hurts. What he is able to do with his legs, and a 49ers defense that have struggled against mobile quarterbacks in the past. And listen, you can say Spadoni, Dak, he was a quote-unquote mobile quarterback. We kind of handled him last week. There was lanes for Dak to run, and he capitalized multiple times on third down. Don't get it twisted. And Jalen Hurts, far superior at running the football than Dak Prescott. He's a better athlete, less wear and tear. I mean, Dak came off a brutal foot injury just less than 2 years ago. But Jalen Hurts, this guy, I feel like he's not the runner that Lamar Jackson is. If Lamar Jackson is like an A at the running skill set for a quarterback, Jalen Hurts is at a B. But I would also put Jalen Hurts' throwing ability at like a B+, whereas Lamar Jackson, I would say, is kind of like a B-, C+ at times at throwing the football. So Jalen Hurts, he's the total package. And Kyle Shanahan has got a handful with this team and how to scheme against them, and especially on that defensive front for the Philadelphia Eagles. We've been talking about it all week. That front is ferocious. We heard Brian Baldinger talk about it. Brian, obviously a Philly guy, but more than anything, he's a film junkie. He's a former player. He just loves and lives for this stuff. And that defensive line with Linval Joseph, Fletcher Cox, Reddick, and Ndamukong Suh, all those dudes, they can get after the quarterback and make life very difficult for Brock Purdy. That is why setting up the run with Christian McCaffrey is so imperative early in this ballgame. Because last week, the tone was set. We knew what kind of game it was going to be last week within that first series for the San Francisco 49ers on offense. You remember? It was no gain Christian McCaffrey and then a sack on Brock Purdy. You knew the tone of that game early. What's the tone of this game going to be early? Let me know. 888-957-9570, 888-957-9570. I've been kind of on the fence whether I feel like this is going to be a high-scoring game or not, because I like to zig when everyone else zags. Because everyone's saying this is going to be a low-scoring game. It's going to be tough for teams to score. I'm not so sure. These are very good offensive play callers in Kyle Shanahan and Nick Sirianni. And I feel like both squads have the weaponry on offense that the opposing defenses struggle against. A good running attack for the 49ers and a good air attack on the Eagles. This could be a high-scoring game. I would not be shocked at all. At all. And we will know within these first couple series what kind of game it's going to be. What kind of game do you think it's going to be at 888-957-9570? Xfinity Mobile text line, YouTube chat. 925 Xfinity Mobile text line. I want the Niners and Chiefs to lose so bad. It's probably a Raider fan. 415, Cincinnati versus San Francisco 49ers for the Super Bowl. That's from Abe. Okay. That'd be the trifecta, right? The third act, if you will, between those teams in the Super Bowl. Niners would love that. They would probably love to go 3-0 against them. It's a good omen, right? Kind of a good omen. Driving in this morning on the Bay Bridge, there was a nice patch of fog driving in. Just a little omen, I feel like, that San Francisco might have something this weekend. Just a little bit. I'm not usually a superstitious or that kind of a guy. Well, when I'm watching it on TV, I'm superstitious. I'm one of those guys where if the team's doing well and I just turn on the TV and then they start doing horribly and then I turn it off and then they start doing well again, I was like, all right, I can follow along Twitter. I don't need to watch it on TV. I can go back and watch. I'm one of those fans. So there is some little superstitions in me when it comes to my sports watching habits. But I thought driving in this morning, the fog rolling into the Bay, it's a good omen for the 49ers this Sunday at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia. I know Bonte and Shasky are going to be there. They're fired up. They're talking to one of the midday shows over at 94 WIP at 8:20, little crosstalk, or 8:12, whatever. I think it's 8:20 per Sam Lemon. Yeah, 8:20, little crosstalk with the Philly station. I don't think it'll be as heated as RJ and Sean. These Philly hosts, one of them, John Ritchie, you know him, you love him. If you followed the Raiders back in the early 2000s, played for the Raiders in that championship, that Super Bowl team, the Tuck Rule team. So John Ritchie will be a part of that. John Ritchie went to Stanford, by the way. He's an educated man, like a Christian McCaffrey. And speaking of Christian McCaffrey, Dick Vermeil, Hall of Fame head coach, greatest show on turf. You know him, you love him. Former Philadelphia Eagle head coach, first coach to take them to the Super Bowl. He compared CMC to another running back that he coached that ended up wearing a gold jacket.
I think it's very close. If he'd have been there all year, it might even be more dynamic today. But no question, he's a great football player. He comes from a great football family, and he's, again, being very well coached. I think they'll have a hard time doing some of the things he's been able to do so successfully. But Kyle Shanahan and the offensive staff, they usually find a way to move the ball they hadn't used before, okay? And sort of surprise you, get you off balance. You know, the running game, I like the old-fashioned offensive line play with the shoulder pads being used rather than the chest, and coming off the ball and getting after you, running upfield, the old I formation toss, which nobody else runs, I think, but them. And, you know, they give you problems. But I kind of believe they will come up some different things that they haven't been using on a consistent basis.
Kyle Shanahan usually does find a way. I'm with Coach Vermeil there, and if it wasn't already obvious, he was comparing him to Marshall Faulk, Hall of Famer, greatest show on turf, one of the greatest running backs running and catching out of the backfield I've ever seen. And Christian McCaffrey certainly on that level skill-wise. If he stays healthy for the rest of his career, I'm sure he will also be wearing a gold jacket, and winning a Super Bowl with this team and with this franchise would certainly go a long way towards that. Here's Dick Vermeil talking about the quarterback, comparing Brock Purdy to Kurt Warner.
Well, I think they both have the most important thing in common. They have a great ability to transfer information quickly, evaluate it, and have a sense of what to do right away. And, and then they've been extremely well coached by two great coaches, Mike Martz with me at the Rams, and, Kyle Shanahan and Brian Griese with the 49ers. But, those guys just don't come along very often. They can process information so quickly. But to do it properly, you have to be extremely well coached. And both of these guys were and are.
Absolutely. I think they both have the right mindset. Like when I look at Brock Purdy, he's never, too high on the sideline, too down. Yeah, he gets fired up on the field after a big play, but he's calm, cool, and collected. Shakes off turnovers when he has them, which are rare. I mean, he doesn't turn the ball over. And then compare that with Kurt Warner, similar guy. Never got too high, never got too down. Yeah, he'd make mistakes. Kurt Warner sneaky, had some bad body language at times. I always think of back in that Super Bowl between them and the Patriots with the chin strap. He was getting pummeled in that game against the Patriots. That defense was ferocious. That's Bill Belichick at its finest. But he came back. He had a tie game. Remember John Madden in the booth saying, no, they should run out the clock here. And then Tom Brady made him eat his words out of Vinatieri. You know the rest. Greatest dynasty in the history of the NFL. But Brock Purdy, I think Kyle Shanahan has shown he is not afraid to open Brock in that passing game up. He's not afraid. He's not going to shy away from it like he did with Jimmy Garoppolo in the past. He's not. That's why these first few series is what I'm looking at to see the tone of this game. Is it going to be spread them all out? We'll test McCaffrey first, a couple of run here or there. Doesn't work. Are we just going to switch to the throwing game immediately? I don't think Kyle does that. Kyle, he knows he goes for the long play. He will establish that run, and he will continue to establish that run, even if it's only a couple yards here, a couple yards there. Hell, we saw it against the Cowboys last week, who were dominating them in the running game. And then that defense was so tired because of that Cowboys offense ability to stay on the field that eventually the dam broke. And the 3 yards started turning into 5 and 6, 7 and 8. Oh, there's a big chunk there. There's a big chunk there. Touchdown, night. We're going to Philadelphia. Is a similar situation going to be happening this Sunday against the Eagles? Let me know. 888-957-9570, 888-957-9570. From the 917, he thinks Brock will be throwing early from the Xfinity Mobile text line like they did in the Seahawks game. That's from Chris. Interesting. Because I feel like the secondary, and Kyle Madsen mentioned this early in the week when he was filling in for Mark Willard, he doesn't think they're great tacklers. Slay, Gardner Johnson, but they're very opportunistic when it comes to jumping routes, getting the ball. They're ball hawks. And that does make me nervous. It'll be a chilly game. Won't be super cold. Be like in the 40s probably. But Brock doesn't have the biggest arm. And a lot of those across the middle routes, they make me nervous. And they're Kyle Shanahan's specialty. They make me nervous, and maybe they shouldn't, because hell, half the time George Kittle is wide open or Deebo Samuel's wide open, Juwan Jennings wide open. But it's the ones where it's, towards the sideline, he's rolling out, plants his feet. Just throw it away, Brock. And sometimes he does. But those ones still make me a little nervous. But for the most part, Brock Purdy, I have the utmost confidence in him heading into this game. Why shouldn't you? The rookie status is off at this point. He's won 2 playoff games. He's playing like a veteran. He's protecting the ball. What more could you want from him? Now, maybe they're going to be down, and they haven't been down since that Vegas game, to show a little moxie, show a little chutzpah, right? Is he going to have a 14-0 deficit early in the first quarter, and are we going to see what Brock Purdy's really made of? We'll see what Kyle Shanahan's really made of, if he trusts Brock Purdy. And then we'll judge accordingly here on Monday morning at 5 a.m. Speaking of that, what's the Super Bowl matchup going to look like on Monday morning at 5 a.m.? Let me know at 888-957-9570, 888-957-9570. Most of you seem to think it'll be Cincinnati versus San Francisco, part 3 in the Super Bowl. That'd be fun. Who would the quarterbacks be there? Ken Anderson versus Joe Montana, Boomer Esiason versus Joe Montana, and then Brock Purdy versus Joe Cool and Joe Burrow. Joe Cool part 2. All those Joe Montana fans out there. From the 650, is Jimmy G ready to go? I do not believe so. That rhymed. Shout out Dr. Seuss. But no, Jimmy Garoppolo did not practice this week, and it'll be Josh Johnson as the backup. Maybe the Super Bowl, I would assume. If you get there, Jimmy G as the backup would be nice. You'd feel more comfortable. But right now, I believe it is Josh Johnson as the backup. From the YouTube chat, 3D, Squelton, Hurts can throw over the top, beautiful deep ball too. I don't know about Hufanga in the backfield. That's an interesting one as well. I mean, Jalen Hurts leads the league in air yards of 25 yards plus down the field. A.J. Brown, he's a beast. Devontae Smith, he's a beast. Dallas Goedert, he's a beast. Miles Sanders, all those guys in the passing game. Jalen Hurts has improved tremendously from where he was last year to this year on the deep ball, in the touch, in the timing. So that is a concern. Hufanga can't cheat back there. I know if you're Guru, you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, but sometimes you're going to crap out. And that's happened a couple times in more than one occasion for that secondary, and especially Talanoa Hufanga. So that is one of the huge matchups that everyone's looking for. That 49 secondary of Ward, Hufanga, Lenore, all those dudes. How are they going to hold up against those studs? The Heisman Trophy winner, the All-Pro A.J. Brown, all those guys. I know you're picking the Bengals, right, Spadoni? It's not so fast. Not so fast. That's a tease. I'll let you know in 34 minutes right here on 95.7 The Game for the crossover, which is every Monday through Friday, about 5:50. Joe the Butcher Borshasky, co-host of the Morning Roast with Bonte Hill. He joins me. See what they're talking about on their show. Give his thoughts on what's going to happen this Sunday. And what is going to happen this Sunday? Let me know at 888-957-9570, 888-957-9570. Joseph Correa. I could see the Eagles or the Niners winning 24-21. Hot take there, Joe. It's a hot take. That's a Steiny take. I could... Man, between the Eagles and Niners, I could see one of them winning. Yeah, the latest right now is the Eagles -3 from where I'm looking on this website. And a lot of places still has a 2.5. But a lot of public money on the Eagles. A lot of the sharp money going on the 49ers. Take that for what it's worth. Who knows? It's nebulous. We're going to take a quick break here. Come on back. We're going to dive into a little bit more of this game, the matchups. Hear more from Kyle Shanahan, George Kittle, their thoughts on this NFC Championship game. They're third in the last 4 years. This is the pregame show with Joe Spadoni, and if you would like to get involved, the number is 888-957-9570, 888-957-9570, Xfinity mobile text line, hello, YouTube, hello, Twitter, @Spadoni_Joe, hello. Don't go anywhere, pregame show, 95.7 The Game.
There's a reason Golden State has become the trusted partner for professional builders and contractors. The breadth of what they offer is remarkable. Their product knowledge can save you time. They're the largest distributor in NorCal of many of the brands they carry. Golden State's newly refreshed app offers installation guides, building codes, and much more. And the GSTV link on their homepage is a useful resource. Family owned for 3 generations. Golden State. When you succeed, we succeed.
It's a Football Friday on 95.7 The Game.
3rd down and 9. Bosa, the sack.
Brought to you by John Vai's Bay Area Houses. Thinking of selling your home but don't want to deal with repairs, cleaning, realtors, photos, and showings? With John Vai's Bay Area Houses.com. You don't have to do any repairs or pay any commissions. Visit John Vai's Bay Area Houses.com.
First, we decide where we want to go. Then we need to know the best way to get there. Hi, my name's Adam Barada. I'm the owner of Advantage Gold. We're the highest rated precious metals firm in the country. We teach people how to own physical gold and silver. Now, we've won the Best of TrustLink Award 4 years in a row because we educate our clients on how to buy gold and silver the right way. We don't pay celebrity spokespeople millions of dollars. We'd rather pass that value on to you. Call 800-900-8000 and speak with one of our experts. We'll send you a free gold kit along with my latest #1 national best-selling book, The Great Devaluation. Call 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000. Get the best information, the best process, the best service, the best value. Call Advantage Gold at 800-900-8000. Call 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Consult with your financial advisor before investing.
Hey, let's throw a party this year for the big game.
Oh, great idea. But first, we should get a new TV. One of the top-rated brands. Samsung, LG, or Sony.
Okay, I'll start shopping on the internet and then head over to the Warehouse Club.
Well, but if that's all we do, we'll be sorry.
Why?
Because the best deals on those top-rated TVs are at video only, not online or at the club.
Video only?
Yep. We can save up to $500 if we shop smart.
Or we'll be sorry.
Bud Light was brewed to be a delicious and easy-to-drink beer, even when the little things in life are hard. Like when the game is going into overtime, but you have even more time to enjoy it, and a fresh Bud Light. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Pick up Bud Light at your local retailer today. Drink responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hi, I'm Aaron, owner of California Deluxe Windows. Ever notice? When your neighbors get new windows, there is a large black eye of broken stucco, uneven plaster, and even mismatched paint. At California Deluxe Windows, we never leave a ring around the window. Why? Because we are one of the only companies in California who custom crafts every window and door to your home's exact measurements. Almost everyone else on the radio is a distributor. They grab a window from a warehouse, break open your walls, shove it in, and patch things up. At California Deluxe Windows, we take pride in our work. Our installation technique is so precise, we do not break your stucco. Your house could be covered with potato chips, and we wouldn't crack one.
Call now, and for a limited time, you get 30% off your entire order and 24 months of interest-free financing. 800-874-3600. 800-874-3600. That's 800-874-3600. California Deluxe Windows. Windows engineered for life.
Certain terms and conditions apply. CSLB number 774518.
Kansas City Steak Company, another AmericanEagle.com success story. Started in 1932 as a family-owned butcher shop, today they're a leading distributor of superior all-American steaks delivered right to your door, ready for the grill and your taste buds. When it came to their website, an average site wouldn't do. They chose AmericanEagle.com to take their website to the next level. With a dramatic increase in competition and a softening market demand, they had two challenges: improve their brand presence and message, and produce a positive return. AmericanEagle.com got to work and executed usability studies and detailed audits of site experience, digital assets, and marketing. The result? An integrated digital marketing and customer experience plan, organic traffic increase of 20%, and a long-term roadmap for success. If you love great steaks, go to kansascitysteaks.com for website design, development, and online solutions that bring efficiency and results. Visit AmericanEagle.com. If you need a results-driven website, call the team at AmericanEagle.com at 877-WebNow1. That's 877-WebNow1.
Now, back to the pregame show on 95.7 The Game.
Welcome back. Pregame show. Joe Spadoni. Phil Collins Friday for all of those who observe. We're taking Super Bowl predictions. What's the Super Bowl matchup going to be this time, Monday morning? Is it going to be Eagles-Bengals? Is it going to be 49ers-Chiefs, a rematch of a couple years ago? I know a lot of Niners fans would like their revenge, but maybe not against the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes if he's playing healthy on two legs, which that might be a possibility. Now, he still does have a high ankle sprain, but the way he's moving around in these videos that I'm seeing at training camp, you wouldn't know it. But again, that's walking and running, full pads on. Totally two different things, so we shall wait and see. 888-957-9570 is the number if you would like to get involved. Call or text. It's the same number, 888-957-9570. Xfinity mobile text line. YouTube chat is up and running. We are taking Super Bowl predictions for this time Monday morning. From the 510 on the Xfinity mobile text line, a freshman Tua had to save Hurts' ass in the 2018 National Championship. Hurts is not built for the big game. We're battle-tested. Let's go Niners and go Lakers, Joe. Appreciate you, 510 on the Xfinity mobile text line. Yeah, I mentioned it. That was kind of the biggest game prior to last year when Hurts obviously played the defending Super Bowl champions in the playoffs, which any NFL playoff game is going to be bigger than a college football championship. It just is. The stakes are so much higher, and especially when you're going up against the greatest quarterback of all time and the then defending Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But he didn't play well in that game either, to your point. Now, the other biggest game up until then was the divisional round last week against your hated rivals in the New York Giants, and you owned them. You smacked them. He played well in that game. Didn't look hurt at all to me. Well, he looked like Jalen Hurts, but he didn't look like Jalen Hurt, if you know what I mean. So, could he pucker up? Could he have lemon booty, like Bonte likes to say? Sure. But how he's been playing this year compared to last year, compared to his college career, it's totally different. I feel like he's a totally different person, totally different athlete, and he has changed himself and got himself into an MVP consideration level, which is very, very impressive. 925, the retort on the Xfinity mobile text line. That was 5 years ago. Is that what Niner fans are leaning on? LMAO. Well, listen, if you want to say that was the other biggest game of his career, sure. If you feel it's relevant, shout out Mr. Irrelevant, who's going to be on the other side, and Brock Purdy. But I don't think it's that relevant anymore. I personally don't. Those cobwebs have been shaken off last year, this year. They just handled, again, I mentioned it just seconds ago, they just handled their division rival in a playoff game. That was the biggest game of Hurts' career, and now this is going to be the biggest game of Hurts' career again. Just like it's going to be the biggest game of Brock Purdy's career again. Like, this is the biggest game for all these guys who haven't won a Super Bowl yet. Like, this is going to continue to be the biggest game until you win one, is the next game. The next game will always be the biggest. Like, you look at the guys who have won Super Bowls on the Eagles side, I think there's, 3 left? Jake Elliott, the kicker, Brandon Graham, and Fletcher Cox. Those are the remaining ones, save for maybe assistant coaches I don't know of. But those are the 3 players that remain from that squad that won it all with Nick Foles against Tom Brady back, what was that, 2016, 2015, 17, whatever. So I'm not putting too much stock into what happened 3 to 4 years ago. Same with Kyle Shanahan. This feels like a different 49ers team than what he had in the past. Now, the biggest difference is the quarterback, Brock Purdy, compared to Jimmy Garoppolo. And that goes back to the trust factor. How much will Kyle trust Brock Purdy this Sunday at Philadelphia? Well, trusted him at home against the Dallas Cowboys and that ferocious defense. Now, did Brock have his best game? No, but he didn't turn the ball over. And that was the deciding factor. Dak Prescott made some bad mistakes. That cost him. Brock Purdy did make a few mistakes. That didn't end up costing him. It could have. If Diggs holds on to the ball, maybe it's a different story. But it didn't. And what I say last week, it's better to be lucky than good sometimes. And for Brock, sometimes that's been the case. He's been more lucky than good. But I'll keep riding that out until the luck runs out. 888-957-9570, 888-957-9570. Kyle Shanahan was actually talking about Brock Purdy and his ability to shake off negative plays.
I mean, he's a human. So, I mean, if he misses something, he's frustrated. But he's not, it's always temporary. I mean, just like I'd like to think we all are. We can all have quick reactions and stuff, but if that clock's ticking, that reaction ends pretty fast. It's by the next play. Sometimes if it's the last play of a series, it lasts a little bit longer, but by the time you go out there, I always feel the same guy.
Thanks, Kyle. Yeah, Brock does that, but we all do that. Oh, well, thanks for propping him up on a pedestal there. Yeah, he's not special. Peak coach speak. He's like, I'm not gassing this guy up way too much. He doesn't need more praise. Purdy, still a rookie. Let's see him do it in Philadelphia at the Link, where no rookie quarterback has won in an NFC championship or AFC championship game. History's against you, Brock. You're going to prove him wrong? He's got a shot. He absolutely has a shot. From the Xfinity mobile text line, 707, Lane Johnson and Jason Kelsey as well. Absolutely. That O-line is a huge, huge advantage for the Eagles all season. Now, Lane Johnson, he's been playing a little compromised. The groin injury, he's not playing 100%. Now, no one's playing 100% at this point in the season. Everyone's banged up. We get all that. But Nick Bosa, I'm looking at him. He kind of had a pedestrian game last week. Let's call it what it is. Did you hear Nick Bosa's name called a lot? I didn't. Few times, maybe. Like, there's pressures there, absolutely. But for the most part, Smith, the rookie tackle for the Dallas Cowboys, he held his own. That was a hell of a performance. This is where the DPOY needs to make a statement in this game in Philadelphia. He needs to do the shrug to the fans on a game-winning sack. I want to see the Nick Bosa shrug. Sorry, Eagles fans. I wouldn't even mind a fly Eagles fly on the first touchdown. What are the odds on that? Odds on the first type of celebration? Sure, they don't have that. I like the first touchdown score, though. The first touchdown score I like to be Christian McCaffrey. I think he's going to score the first touchdown for the 49ers. Now, if you do first touchdown score total, I think his odds are like plus like 500, something like that. Not the best. If you're going for way better odds or just more bang for your buck, I should say, I think Brock Purdy's like plus 2,400. Something ridiculous to run in a touchdown. I was like, he can do it. That's not shocking. Just sprinkle a little cheddar on that. Not mad at that. From the YouTube chat, you guys are fired up. Hit us up on YouTube. Richard Kwong, blitzing for Hufanga will take away his coverage responsibility away. He doesn't have to peek in, then defend the pass. Having Warner and Greenlaw coverage will be better than Huff. That's going to be a key too. The big advantage the 49ers have on defense compared to the Eagles, and this is why I think the Eagles the 49ers rather have just the better overall defense, and I think most people would agree with that. I think you're high if you don't. Fred Warner's an all-pro. Like, The linebacking core is fast. Him and Greenlaw, my goodness. Alshire, occasionally when he's not making boneheaded plays at times, he's fast and he can make some tackles. So that goes back to the running game, to those quick little slants they like to do with Devontae Smith, who's, listen, not much faster than Devontae Smith when he gets out into the open field. Small frame guy, he's a little wiry, but he's got great hands. Juxtapose that with A.J. Brown, who's not wiry. Guy's built like Terrell Owens. That's who he reminds me of. I think a lot of people were saying that last year when the Titans, when A.J. Brown was still on that team last year, it was a couple days before Christmas, and A.J. Brown just went off. He was catching every contested ball. Seemed like 2 or 3 guys were on him. It didn't matter. That's a guy that scares me. And I need some early tone-setting hits from guys like Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw. And we're going to know the tone of this game within the first 2 series on both sides. Is it going to be a game like we saw last week? Or is this going to be a shootout? Let me know at 888-957-9570, 888-957-9570. We got one more segment here for you. The Crossjover. Joe Shasky will join me next. He's heading to Philadelphia with Bonte Hill tonight, courtesy of Boxer and Gerson. Love those guys. Love Boxer and Gerson. Shout out them for sponsoring those guys on the trip. They're heading out to Philadelphia. People are saying they should watch themselves. I think they'll be fine. Bonte's a big guy, right? We'll keep Joe safe, right? Right? We'll find out on the other side. 95.7 The Game.
Investing is confusing. Dawn raids, triple witching hour, candlesticks, crown jewels, bears, bulls, bear hugs, blue chips. It's one big word salad of uncertainty. Fortunately, Fremont Bank now has incredible rates on their savings accounts and CDs. And while savings accounts and CDs may not be known for their great rates at your current bank, at Fremont Bank, you can get great rates from a great local bank. To learn more, stop in or visit us online. We'll explain it all in plain language. Fremont Bank, serving the Bay Area since 1964. Member FDIC.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean. I hate the struggle of tough, greasy messes on my stovetop. So I just wipe, and I'm done.
When I'm frustrated with stubborn bathtub soap scum, I just wipe, and I'm done.
Mr. Clean Clean Freak delivers an innovative cleaning experience with a powerful, deep cleaning mist that starts working on contact to break down tough messes in seconds.
Just
wipe.
Done.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
It's the final days to save big store-wide at the Truckload event at Lowe's. Right now, get limited-time deals on your favorite tools and accessories. Plus, get 10% off in-stock kitchen cabinets with a $1,000 minimum purchase. And save even more on clearance cabinets in-store. Hurry and shop the Truckload event in-store or online while you can. Must ask cashier to apply discount at time of purchase. Exclusions apply while supplies last. Selection varies by location. See Lowe's.com for details. Valid 1/26/28.
Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if a prescription is appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information. Subscription required.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 90% cheaper? And you can get it online? Go to 4hims.com/joy. At Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation and discreet shipping if prescribed. You'll love your results. To start your free online visit, go to 4hims.com/joy. That's FORHIMS.com/JOY.
Are you ready to boost your game at work, explode with energy at the gym, and really hit one out of the park in the bedroom? Balanced Medical Solutions has your back with the best solutions for ED, PE, weight gain, and chronic fatigue. Join thousands of Bay Area men who have said goodbye to low testosterone, low energy, and low libido who now feel like world champs. Mention this station until the end of the month to get a medical evaluation with labs, including hormone tests, for only $69. Call today and get a win. 510-679-3300 or visit balancedmedicalsolutions.com.
My simple solution to the problem was remove people from the scene and help them feel safer.
In response to attacks against Asian Americans,
Maddie Park raised over $250,000 to donate cab rides to the Asian community.
There is so much more work to be done. We really need to come together and tackle this issue as a community.
Support the Asian community. Learn how at lovehasnolabels.com. Brought to you by Love Has No Labels and the Ad Council.
Are you ready? Every pro is an MVP to us. As a Lowe's MVP's Rewards member, you can earn bonus points when you shop select products and brands. Then redeem them for exciting rewards like tools, sports memorabilia, e-gift cards, and more. Join today to become a member and start earning. Bonus points calculated before taxes and fees after applicable discounts, if any. Subject to program terms while supplies last. Points expire at end of calendar year. Visit Lowe's.com/MVP's bonus points for details.
Now,
Streaming
back
only
to
on
the pregame
Peacock,
show.
from the mind of Brian
95.7.
Johnson, the writer-director of Knives Out.
Miss Gale, you've got this gift. Always knowing the truth.
I only know if something is a lie. The real trick of it is to figure out why.
Natasha Lyonne is Charlie Cale.
It wasn't an accident. I think there's been a murder. You watch too much Dateline.
A new 10-part mystery series.
Wolves on my fender. I gotta keep moving. I have been kind of a death magnet.
Poker Face, streaming now only on Peacock.
Now, back to the pregame show on 95.7 The Game.
Welcome back. Pregame show, Joe Spadoni, 95.7 The Game. Phil Collins Friday for all those who observe. One more segment before tossing it over to Bonte Hill and Joe Shasky, who are both headed to Philadelphia. I think they're taking the red eye tonight out of SFO. That'll be fun. Hope all will be safe down there. And again, Joe was talking about yesterday, but come on, it's a football game. Yeah, it's heated. Yeah, it's the NFC Championship. Yes, it's a trip to the Super Bowl. Let's not do anything dumb. Let's all be civil. Hazing is fine a little bit, but come on. Come on. Fearing for your life because I'm wearing some red and gold. Stupid. Stupid. I went to many games at the Oakland Coliseum, being a Raider fan, and listen, get the reputation at times. It was more of our fans fighting each other than us fighting, the opposing fans. And yeah, we make it uncomfortable and whatnot for the players on the field, heckling them, doing that sort of stuff. But I would sit next to other teams, fans and stuff like that. Just give them a hard time, but no one's assaulting them. There's bad apples in every fan base. And I truly believe that. And if Niner fans have ever been to a Candlestick or a Oakland Coliseum Niners-Raiders game, I'm sure you will be just fine heading into Lincoln Financial Field. Easy enough for me to say. Need to get my finances in order. This Sunday, 12 o'clock Pacific time, what's the final score going to be? And who is going to be playing in the Super Bowl? Let me know. 888-957-9570. I have my matchup. I can't wait to hear Joe Shasky's matchup, who is handing me off a coffee as we speak. He was just on the YouTube. You saw him there. Thank you, Joe. I needed this coffee desperately. It is a Friday. It's a Phil Collins Friday. It's a football Friday. And Joe Shasky, I think the Niners are going to advance to the Super Bowl. What say you?
They have this theory in life. I don't want to talk football for just a second.
Oh, okay.
I think this is going to be the most difficult game of the Shanahan era.
Wow.
More difficult than going down to LA.
More difficult than the Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
Oh, wow.
Just because of the environment and everything that's going on. And I think Nick Bosa's hobbled. Something's up. I think there's something up. I think there's a hamstring, a groin, an abductor. Something's going on. That's
whether it's wear and tear or just something. Yeah.
I like it. He missed more snaps in that game the other day than I feel like he has all year, which is wild to me. Yeah. My wife, for a living, basically, sets up flights for her boss and things like that. So every time I go to book a flight anywhere, she yells at me because I'm an idiot. And also because, and this is full disclosure, we didn't go on planes growing up.
You're not.
Okay, I was over 21 years old the first time I hopped on a plane.
I think I was a little older too.
Okay.
Not that old, but yes.
So you can relate to where
I'm one of 10 children. We drove everywhere we needed to.
Thank you.
Could not afford all the kids to go on an airplane.
100%. I get really bad anxiety when trying to book, even just book a flight. I don't know the particulars of flying. I don't understand boarding pass, check-in, check bags, all that stuff. And I know it seems super simple, super easy, whatever. My name's Joe. Your name's Joe.
Yes.
Legally, my name's Joseph.
Yes.
So when I go to do anything, and when I was trying to buy these tickets, and shout out to the boss, Matt Nahigian, Sunday morning, I'm ready to go to Dallas Niners. And he's like, oh, we got to book these tickets. Last minute, I got major anxiety. I'm trying to book flights. All my credit cards get locked out. Well, come to find out, I logged in as Joe Philip Shasky III.
Not Joseph, and that changed everything. Was there another Joe Philip Chasky III?
No, but like I needed to get it on my boarding pass
Got
and then
it.
getting it on the boarding pass because it's got to match up just right.
Yes.
And then I paid for TSA maybe like a year ago. And
Oh,
I didn't
pre-check?
have,
Okay.
I didn't have my TSA number in there when I booked everything. And so I've been dealing with Delta this morning. And you know what? Shout out to the good people at Delta.
Okay.
We took care of everything.
There you go.
Literally, as we were walking in, I just hung up with Margie.
Okay, Mark, nice. That's always good. No, I'm 100-
as I'm holding 5 drinks.
No, I feel you there on that though, because for me, traveling is always an anxiety-ridden thing. I hate traveling.
So I'm not alone.
No, I hate flying.
Some people are chill.
Some people are, and I get it. Like, and I act chill, but on the inside, I'm like, I really don't want to be on this plane. Like, I've had to do long-ass
Feel
flights.
me?
The longest flight I ever had was a 13 or 14-hour direct from Rome to LA. Did not like that. That was me like at 18, like on a high school trip.
Wow.
Did not like that. Did an overnight red-eye direct SFO to London. That was like 11 hours. Thankfully, I was able to fall asleep on that one.
Oh, so you've been to Europe multiple times.
Yeah, shout
wow.
out. Yeah, Greece, I'm very well traveled.
You and Bonta.
Yeah, Mr. Worldwide, some call me. But yeah, no, I'm totally with you. Driving, I could handle.
Oh, I love
I
driving.
don't mind driving. Like,
I
that's
love it.
fun for me. Now with a 3-year-old and a 3-month-old, probably not in the cards for quite some time. But I digress. Philadelphia, what are you excited to do there, Joe? Like, because you've never been. Has Bonta ever been?
He says he has.
Okay,
yeah,
that's right.
there.
He's mentioned the cheesesteaks.
Yeah,
that's right.
He's been there multiple times. I'm just excited to go to one. Look, say what you want about the sports town itself.
Yeah.
If you love history, even on any level, now America's got some great things and some horrible things about it. So I'm not here to pretend like America's perfect, okay? But I appreciate what this country has given me as an individual and my family. And so going back to the home, essentially, of where this entire country was founded, it's pretty cool.
No,
I think it's pretty cool.
That is cool. No, and I'm a big National Treasure fan. Shout out.
Okay,
Nick
so you're
Cage.
like me.
I love all that stuff, like the Liberty Bell. Like my 8th grade, like because a lot of 8th grade, like they do like a class trip to Washington D.C.
Oh wow!
So we did that. And my dad was one of the chaperones, 2 parents of chaperones. My dad came along. I was like, my dad's going to be here.
Did you go to Family Money Grammar School?
No, not at all. It was we went to a nice private school. Shout out Unip Rosera. All right, it no longer exists now.
Oh, that
I think the school shut down. But yeah, no, my dad went along with me. And no, it's funny you say that because right after me, private school, squirrel right now, right after private school, high school, like they knew I was going to junior college. So they're like, yeah, we're going to stop sending our kids to private school because Joe just, he's not.
How many brothers and sisters did you have?
I have 3 sisters and 6 brothers. Yeah. It's a lot. It's a big family.
So the Groves had 10.
Okay.
Okay, they grew up in the Lower Sunset. And then the Faheys had 13. They grew up in Excelsior.
Wow. There you go.
Those are the 2 biggest families I know.
Yeah, no, we have
because that's a pretty big family.
It's a big
Joey.
family. No, it's a very large family, and we always had people at the house. My mom had a home daycare too.
But you know what? This is why you are the way you are, because you're so chill and go with the flow. Like when we come in here every day, you give me good vibes, and I need that because I'm uptight and crazy and insane and ready to snap at any second.
Dude, this is the best job in the world. I got to talk about sports with you right now.
Feel me?
Like, how awesome is it? We're talking about the NFC Championship.
Feel me?
This is the coolest thing ever. Like 4 years ago, like you were on with Covey at night.
It's crazy.
Lucas, all of us. So this is really cool that I'm able to do this. I don't take it for granted. This is
No,
awesome.
I know you don't. And like honestly, like this weekend, you talking about don't take it. I couldn't have imagined being able to on the whim because of the job, being able to fly across the country and go to the freaking Eagles Niners NFC Championship game. I mean, these are things you dream of.
Yeah.
And so like people that are able to make the trek, I want you to hit me up on Insta. I want you to hit me up on Twitter. We will meet up. I promise you, we will meet up because we have to unite. And I got a feeling, honestly, I think Philly has no clue that Niner fans are going to roll deep to this game.
Ooh, okay. Yeah? You think they're scared a little bit?
I mean, Joey, do you follow how big the Niner fans are?
Oh, it's massive.
I'm not saying that other fan bases aren't, but like they've been so good for so long. It feels like going to these away games is like a thing.
No, it absolutely is. Like because you used to see like with the Patriots, it slowly started to be like, okay, now Patriots fans are taking over. Didn't always used to be like that. Red Sox, fine. Not the Patriots. Like they didn't travel. Now you see them, they're just taking over everyone.
2 generations of fans.
Yes, because and just bandwagons. You got Tom Brady. Like everyone's just following Tom Brady now. Same with Bucks. There was a lot of Bucks fans that leave.
Crazy.
Like I've never met a Bucks fan other than Craig, who works with us.
And Nick Friedel.
And Nick Friedel. Thought he was a Bears guy because he worked in the.
I can't believe my Buccaneers have won it again, Joey. He was at my house watching that.
He called you Joey too.
Oh, I love Nick. Like legitimately,
Mr. Spadoni.
If he was your cousin, he'd be like the cool cousin to hang out with.
You'd want to hang out with him all the time.
I freaking love that guy.
Love that. Yeah, no, he's just in studio. I was so jealous. I was like, oh, he was in studio. Could it come hang out with us in studio, Nick?
So what's funny is I hit him up last minute and like we were texting back and forth and we were gonna meet up, but he had a date and everything. And I was like,
oh, good for Nick.
Yeah, exactly. My wife's been trying to hook him up with a friend for quite some time. Like my wife loves Nick Friedel. I know a lot of people like, oh, he hates my Warriors. Remove the sports stuff.
Doesn't even hate your Warriors, but yes.
He doesn't. That's the thing. He doesn't. He's legitimately one of the best people I know. He watches us every single morning. Like, it makes me want to cry. He's like, Joey, I watch you every morning. You guys are killing it. Like, he's so proud of me, yet I'm so proud of him. And like, we're just homies, and he's just the nicest guy in the world.
He's the best.
I love him.
He literally tunes into I don't even work on Steiny and Goo anymore and run the board. He texts me sometimes like, what is Goo and Steiny talking about? Like, he just laughs.
He's the best.
He's the dude. Nick is a P1.
So he hits me up. He goes, my friends from Tampa Bay went to Philadelphia 20 years ago. Joey, you got to be careful.
That was 20 years ago. Come on.
I know. Like, if I see another person send me 49er fans get snowballs thrown at them in 2009 from Eagles fans, my head will explode.
Who cares? Like, it's going to be 45 degrees, 50. Like, I'm not worried about the Eagles and the fandom. Like, to be honest,
don't be a lowlife.
No, exactly.
I mean, why we do this with Raider fans too? Oh,
we get
Raider
a bad
fans.
rap. We get a bad rap. I was just saying. I was like, dude, I've been to multiple Raider games as a fan, and I have sat next to whoever Bears, Eagle fans, whoever Knicks. I was like, it's fine. There's some razzing, but like any fan base is going to have the bad seats.
Yes.
That's the thing. And if you're a Niners fan that's been to any Niner games at either Candlestick or the Coliseum, I am sure that is much worse.
100%.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have to get into what's happened. Like after someone's died, like they don't even play They don't play preseason anymore. Shasky.
Society has lowlifes. So when you get 70,000 people in a stadium, there's going to be some lowlifes. Would you agree?
Yes.
But I'm not painting an entire broad brush on 70,000 people or millions of fans because of a couple idiot lowlifes.
Yes.
Right? Like, that's just me. That's for myself.
No,
I do the same with like Raider fans, Cowboy fans, like whatever. We can laugh and make fun of them and stuff and like do jokes. But like, in all sincerity, you've got to be the lowest of low life to be out looking for fights.
Dude, I once watched A's Giants at the Coliseum. I was in the bleachers, bunch of A's, bunch of Giants fans sitting next to each other. This drunk fan hit this other fan in the face. This fan was with his kid. I was like, dude, what a sucker punch. The dad was fine, but the kid was crying. I was like, dude, what kind of low life do you have to be? Just think. That's who I think about. And I'm a dad now, and I was like,
of course.
Sounds soft, think of the children. I was like, but yeah, dude, like you're a little kid that's like 7 or 8 years old saying like, come on, no one wants to see that.
Full disclosure, 15 years ago, I go out to Cow Palace. It's a WWE event, Cow Palace, okay? And there's a line all the way around the parking lot at Palace. It's you was God bless. I love a WWE event, but one of these house shows where it's way cheaper than like a Monday Night Raw or something.
Yeah, no, totally.
So I bring my nieces, and they're
call
really
them like dark shows or whatever because they're not televised.
They're like 7 and 5 or something similar to that, maybe 8 and 5 or something like that. So I got one of them on my shoulders. My brother's got the other one. We're walking through, and there's a split in the line, and I'm like, all right. Now I'm in my 20s, early 20s. I'm like, you know what? We're gonna cut the line. Big mistake.
Big mistake.
Big mistake. The guy behind me is razzing me the entire time. I'm going to knock you out. I'm going to knock you out. I'm going to knock you out. I said, you know what? Guys, let's remove ourselves from the line and let's go to the back where we should belong.
There you go. I'm going to knock you out. I was like, okay, because that's Joe Shasky. You guys doing a little Philly crosstalk this morning. That'll be fun.
Are we?
I think so. Some of the guys from Philadelphia are enjoying John Ritchie being included.
Oh, cool.
Oakland Raiders' own John Ritchie.
All right. Every time I think of John Ritchie, I think of bloody nose and bloody forehead.
Bloody forehead, always.
Right?
In the tuck rule. That's what
Am
I think.
wrong?
No, that's absolutely right. I'm going to leave you with this on the Xfinity Mobile text line. I have actually never heard this, and I've heard all the jokes about me having
Give it to me.
9 siblings. This is going to be a walk-off. 408. So your dad was known as sperm donate. Morning roast next.
You're listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMZ FM at HD1 San Francisco.